The Tale of the Little Birds of Joy. In a small village called Rainbow Village, laughter and vibrant colors filled the air. The people there were cheerful and worked happily. However, there was one little house nestled on a hill where Grandma Malie lived. Grandma Malie was known as Grandma Gray, not because of her clothes, but because her face was perpetually clouded with worry and gloom. Every morning, Grandma Malie would sit outside with a warm cup of tea, but her eyes were never at ease. She looked at her vegetable patch and sighed, "Oh dear, if it doesn't rain, my vegetables will surely wither." When the sun shone brightly, she complained again, "If it's this hot, my vegetables will be burnt to ashes." She kept worrying about problems that hadn't even happened, until finally something appeared above her head. They were the little birds of worry, tiny gray birds that circled above Grandma Malie's hair, constantly chirping, chirp, chirp, worry, worry, chirp, chirp. At first, there was only one, but as Grandma continued to worry relentlessly over trivial things, a second, a third, and a fourth little bird followed. The birds began to bring small twigs and build a nest in Grandma's hair. Grandma Malie felt her head growing heavy and her frustration mounting because the little birds of worry were building a large, solid nest. When her neighbors asked why she never smiled, Grandma could only reply exhaustedly, "Ugh, I have so many things to worry about. You wouldn't understand." One day, Grandpa Pian, the kind sage of the village, walked by and saw Grandma Malie in this state. Grandpa Pian paused, smiled gently, and spoke to her with a soft yet firm voice. "Malie, my dear, evil times last but a moment. They come and they will pass. Why would you allow a worry that is merely passing to build a permanent nest in your heart and in your hair?" Grandpa Pian pointed to the birds pecking at her hair to build their nest and recited an ancient saying. That the birds of worry and care fly above your head, this you cannot change. But that they build nests in your hair, this you can prevent. Grandpa Pian told Grandma Malie, "Malie, you cannot stop the birds of worry from circling above your head, but you have the power to stop them from building a nest in your heart." Grandma Malie felt as if she had been shaken awake. She pondered Grandpa Pian's words and decided to follow the old sage's advice. 1. Practice accepting small worries. Grandma started observing which birds came because of small, unnecessary concerns, such as the bird that flew in fearing, "Will I forget to put salt in the curry today?" She laughed out loud and said, "If I forget, I can just add it later." That bird instantly disappeared. Grandma learned to distinguish which issues were worth considering and which to let go of. 2 or 3 small gray birds vanished. 2. Rest and change your posture. When Grandma felt her head getting heavy and the little birds starting to peck, she immediately got up from her chair. She gently watered her plants or took a stroll in the garden. As her body moved and her eyes saw the green colors of nature, the bird that chirped, "I'm so tired," quieted down and flew off to find rest elsewhere. Another 1 or 2 birds disappeared. 3. Cultivate creative worry habits. Grandma Malie thought about her wilting vegetables in the dry season. One bird of worry was still circling, but instead of complaining, "My vegetables will all die," she changed her thought, "What can I do to save my vegetables?" She began to draw a plan for a water-saving irrigation system. When her thought shifted from destruction, the fear of the vegetables dying, to creation, finding a way to help them, that little gray bird transformed into a bright orange bird and flew to perch on Grandma's shoulder. The remaining gray bird turned into one orange bird. 4. Accept the problem and find a solution. One day, the water pipe at her house burst and water flooded the floor. Grandma was extremely alarmed. The little bird of worry tried to fly back and build a new nest, but Grandma immediately stopped the thought. She declared, "Okay, the pipe is broken. This has happened. I cannot go back in time, but I can fix it." She picked up the phone and called the plumber. While waiting, she used a cloth to wipe up the standing water. When Grandma accepted the reality and sought a solution right away, not letting the worry linger in her heart, the gray bird trying to fly in couldn't land on her head at all. It simply flew by. The gray bird was unable to come close. Not long after, the little birds of worry completely disappeared from Grandmama Lee's head, leaving only the orange bird of problem-solving perched on her shoulder whispering, "Find a way! Find a solution!" Grandmama Lee was completely changed. Her face was bright, filled with smiles, and happiness shone from within. Her neighbors stopped calling her Grandma Gray and lovingly renamed her Grandma Rainbow. Grandma Rainbow walked down from the hill and told the children of the village the story of the little birds. She taught the children, "Worry is just like a bird. They will inevitably fly above our heads, but if we don't let them build a nest in our hearts, we will always be able to find a solution and live cheerfully every day." And from that day on, everyone in Rainbow Village understood that stopping worry from building a nest in the heart was the true key to happiness.